You know, being a car dealer, I'm lucky because I get to experience a ton of different cars, but I'm also a car nut. And there's a bucket list of cars that I want to own, I want to experience. I got a lead on an Aston Martin DB3S. This is a super rare major league sports car. Even though I had a multiple car deal happening back home with some Europeans, I had to get on a plane to Oklahoma City. The owner of this DB3S is a big-time Aston Martin collector. Over the last 30 years, he's owned some of the most expensive Aston Martins on the planet. This guy's a big player in the collector car world.
A few weeks ago, I got a call from Peter Klutt, and he asked me if I owned an Aston Martin, a quite rare and interesting Aston Martin known as a DB3S. And I said that I did.
You know, what are the odds of that? The guy's got one of 31 factory race cars. There were 11 team cars, 20 customer cars, and he's owned the car for 20 years, 25 years. So we talk a little bit more, and you know, I thought I got to meet this guy. It just sounds real interesting, and I asked him, you know, would you be interested in selling the car?
Peter sort of caught me at the right time, and I thought, you know, maybe now fundamentally is the time to sell it.
And normally when somebody says to me, you know, everything's for sale if the price is right, I don't get that excited. But just the way he said, you've caught me at the right time, I think it's worth the trip. How's it going?
Great, yourself?
Good, I'm Peter.
Hi, Wiley.
Wiley? Is Chris around?
Yeah, let me go get him.
Okay. This car truly is a multi-million-dollar car.
Peter?
Chris?
Hi, Chris Salyer.
Good to meet you.
You made it all the way to Oklahoma?
You too.
The land of cowboys and Indians? This is the baby. And I'm really on the fence about this. I have struggled and struggled since you guys called. This is a car that's been very meaningful to me in my life.
How long have you had the car for?
I've had it since ~91. And in fact, '91 was the year my mom passed away. And I used proceeds, my share of the proceeds from her estate to buy this car. And my friends thought I was nuts. But I want to show it to you. I want you to see if you don't share my enthusiasm for it. So let's do it.
The engines in the DB3Ss truly are a work of art, both mechanically and aesthetically.
So you've got 3 Sandcast Weber side draft carburetors.
These carburetors are all numbered. The fact that they're sequential means they're all from the same car.
45 DCOEs. This also is fitted with a factory air box, which was an option. Not all the cars were fitted with that, nor were many of the cars fitted with this cover for the passenger side. Interestingly, the cars had screens made for all of them, but this car was never fitted with a screen.
Did it run like that when it raced?
As you'll see in the build sheet, it said front screen provided, but not fitted to the car. So it's never been fitted to the car.
As far as the engine, transmission, original?
Absolutely original. The engine number is stamped right here, and it's VB6K118. Only DB3Ss had the VB6K motor.
Okay.
118 is consistent with the chassis plate, which is right here.
To find an old race car with its original numbers matching engine is extremely rare. Back in the day, if an engine was hurt, they wouldn't think twice about replacing it.
Only team cars were fitted with twin plug heads, with this one exception.
The only independent car?
Yes.
This is a great car. I really want to own it. If he has the paperwork I'm looking for, I'm ready to make him a $3 million offer.
So you want us to go see some of it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's do it. Great.
I'm in Oklahoma City and I'm trying to buy an Aston Martin DB3S from a guy that's owned it for over 20 years. You know, as I walked into Chris's place, I realized he was into all forms of art. Obviously, he had great taste in cars, but he also had great taste in furniture, Chihuly glass. I mean, he had a little bit of everything there. Do you have any photos of the car back in the day?
Funnily enough, when I started this project, I had one photo.
Wow. I got more now, I hope?
Well, you'll see, it's been kind of an amazing thing to put all this together, kind of like this place. I've been working on this place for 25 years, sort of got the inspiration for this about 2 years ago to move in here and kind of make it a residence. The building was built in the 20s as a car dealership for Packard, Cadillac, some of those great old marques. It's got a car elevator in it, 3 stories all the way to the roof. As you see, we're gonna have a little bit of a celebration tonight. We've got cars up there. And this is a lifetime of collecting, and putting all this stuff together has been an inspiration for me, just like putting this car together to the condition you're seeing it today, and as we're going to see on some of this paperwork over here. It's been a process. It's been kind of like a Sherlock Holmes mystery. It's been really intriguing. This, for example, is the sales indent from 1956, showing first delivery of the car.
So that tells you colors, options, everything.
Everything. This is in concert with this factory record, which shows every car, which in this case, 118, was fitted with all these different things: carburetor, airbox, exhaust, wheels, counter, rev counter, which is obviously the tach, things like that. And as this says right here, this car has been fitted with twin plug head by the factory.
I guess what it comes down to is, you know, what you're kind of on the fence on selling it. We talked some numbers. Where are you at?
It's been such an important part of my life. As you see, that's not the only one I've got. This is a significant one for me. So you're really going to have to make my day to drag this car kicking and screaming out of my cold, dead fingers.
You can't buy it and sell it at the same time.
So you said you weren't interested at 4. I'm not interested at 3. You said you might be interested at 3. 3.5.
I'm not interested at 3.5. You know, $3 million for a car is a crazy amount of money. The only way I could justify that to myself is to pretend I was a Ford dealer and I just had 50 brand new trucks on the lot. You know, I guess it doesn't matter, it's just inventory, but it's still scary when you're spending that sort of money on one vehicle. I'm serious about the car. There's a ton of information. What I'd like to do, if you're cool with it, is take this back to the hotel. It's getting on.
Absolutely, that's what I'd do if I were you.
Got up early this morning, and
right.
If we can spend a little bit of time and then we come back tomorrow and
get comfortable with this,
put it up on the hoist, take it for a drive, you know, kind of go through it.
You bet. I'm sitting here thinking about the day's activities, and I've left Peter with this material to go back to his hotel room and look at and see if he comes to the same conclusion that I'm at in terms of the car's provenance, in terms of the car's history, and its pedigree.
You know, there was no doubt that the car was a great car. The car had the original body, it had the original engine, it had the original chassis, and Chris knew it. I just didn't know if Chris really didn't want to sell the car or if he was just kind of playing the game. He had some great photos of the car in period. He had great photos of the car brand new. He had photos of the car racing. What was also cool about the car is for the last 50 years, there had only been 2 owners. The next morning, I was excited to put the car up on the lift.
Hey, Pete.
Morning.
Morning.
How'd you
Just
sleep?
in time for one of our trains.
I see that.
That's that, eh?
Can we put her up this morning?
You bet. So
That's that number you were...
this is exactly right. This is the rear number that's on the rear part of the chassis drivetrain, DB3S 118. As far as I can tell, this is all original. There's paint elements on here that look to me like it goes back to 1956. Just incredible. These bushings, things like this. Everything about this car, to me, is just dead on original. This is the David Brown spiral bevel gearbox.
Boy, really interesting suspension.
A DDon tube.
Yeah. The more I look at this car, the more I want to own it. But I can't let Chris know that. He's playing the game, and if he senses I want to buy it, he's just going to stick to his numbers. Boy, the chassis is just beautiful still. I mean, a couple dents and dings, but...
Yeah.
How this car drives is going to factor in heavily on my decision if I'm going to pay more than the $3 million for it. As I was driving the car, I thought, even if I don't get this deal done, it was worth the trip down here just to take the car for a spin. It was truly an impressive race car, and when you think about the technology in this car, it's 50 years old. After driving this car for 10 minutes, I'm done. I want to own it. I'm down in Oklahoma City trying to buy a multi-million-dollar DB3S Aston Martin. I love the way the car drives. I love the way the car looks. There's nothing I don't like about this car other than the price. I've gone through all the paperwork. I've driven the car. I love the car. But I'm still not so sure Chris really wants to sell the Aston.
We're having this party tonight. What if we carve out some time this evening to have a bit of a chat and see if we can't put this thing to bed?
I'm not sure if he's just playing coy here and, deflecting everything over to this party that he's having, or if he really wants to sell the car, or if he doesn't want to sell the car. I don't have a clue how to read this guy. While Chris was distracted by the models, I was able to negotiate him down to $3.25 million. I now raised my offer and we're getting close to a deal. I can't believe the party he's having. He's having a fashion show on the roof. He's got girls running around with snakes draped over him. This guy's a different dude.
So this is a Jag. It's a Mark IV. This is what Jaguar was doing at the end of World War II.
For the last half hour, we've been sitting in the Jag, just hammering on each other. Now we're to the point where I think he's losing interest in the deal. He's just totally off topic. Now's the time to close this thing.
P100 headlamps, all the rest of that kind of stuff.
Chris, it's not me.
Okay. All right.
Let's get back to the...
This just doesn't seem right. We're so close. And I feel like I've given all the way.
I'm all the way too. I'm done. Like it's
We're 20 grand apart. This makes no sense whatsoever. Your call. Winner take all. You pick. I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but you pick. Pool or table tennis. Winner take all, the 20 grand, one way or the other.
done.
Really?
Done.
Really?
Done. This is the funkiest deal I've ever done.
Me too. Me too. And I love it. And it's been great.
Absolutely.
It has been amazing. It's been a really, really great.
Tomorrow morning.
All right. You're on.
Okay.
I was willing to pay the 20 grand we were apart. Then he comes up with this harebrained idea of playing a game of ping pong for 20 grand. It was a no-lose situation. I said, sure, let's do it. I can't believe what happened last night. I thought he was going to have 20, 30 people over for this party, and next thing you know, there's 200 people there. There's guys with boa constrictors, there's fashion models, there's, fireworks and dancers, and I'm trying to do a car deal, and he's doing his thing. So, I finally kind of get him sitting in the Jag, and he's trying to sell me the Jag. He's trying to do anything but talk about the Aston deal, and I'm not sure if he really wants to sell the car. And so we went back and forth for quite a while. We got close, and I've never played a game of ping pong for 20 G's. This should be entertaining. The score is now tied at 20-20. I've got to get the next 2 points.
That's it. Wow.
Wow, I just saved myself 20 grand.
Hell of a game.
Played a little ping pong before, haven't you?
So have you, buddy. You didn't expect that, did you?
No, I didn't.
There you go. I got to tell you, I'm giddy about this.
It's good. Me
There's
too.
no love lost, no remorse on losing a great car. It's all down the road from here and moving on down to bigger and better things. And I think fundamentally the beauty of this is we're going to become great friends, and I think our paths will cross again, and that'll be great for both of us.
Yeah.
It's a really good deal.
Yeah.
After winning the ping pong game, the deal ended up being closer to my $3 million offer than Chris's original 3.5.
I'm happy with the numbers. Funnily enough, we had some Canadians come down here, kind of thought they were going to have a big old time with some of us Okies. And so I got him cornered yesterday in the Jag, and he kind of looked at me like, what the hell is going on here? And after it's done, I think we kind of had our way with him. It's been a great experience for me. It's been a great opportunity for me. I think we put it to him a little.
I was anxious to get the Aston Martin back home. I really wanted to have it look exactly the way it did for that race, with the white meatballs and the number 52. With the way the market is today on great sports cars, whether it's Ferraris, Astons, or Maseratis, all I can say is I may have paid a little too much today, but it won't seem like it a month or two from now.